So imagine the exact same government official granting a permit for like a multi-million-dollar casino, and then they literally walk down the hall to approve the opening of a new church.
Right. I mean, it sounds like a joke.
It totally does. But in Mexico, that's just a regular Tuesday at the Secretariat of the Interior, or SEGOB. Welcome to today's deep dive, where we are unpacking the notes you shared with us on this honestly fascinating agency. It's officially the highest-ranking ministry in Mexico's federal cabinet.
Yeah, and it's so easy to just dismiss an interior ministry as, just distant political maneuvering or whatever. But SEGOB actually dictates everyday life.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about managing everything from basic human rights and migration to, well, deciding who gets to run a blackjack table.
Let's really unpack this setup because SEGO acts less like a traditional government department and more like a country's operating system.
That's a good way to put it.
Right. You don't always see it, but it's the background software allowing society to function. Just looking at their centralized powers, you have the General Directorate of Games and Draws, and they handle permits for commercial sweepstakes, casinos, charity raffles.
Yeah, all the gambling stuff.
Exactly. And then right next door, the General Directorate of Religious Affairs is registering religious associations, legal representatives, and new places of worship.
It is quite the contrast in mandates. I mean, it really is.
It's like a bureaucratic octopus. The sheer irony that the exact same ministry oversees a church and a blackjack table.
Well, it makes perfect logical sense when you look at the underlying mechanics, though. Religion and gambling are two foundational pillars that hold massive sway over the public.
Right, both socially and economically.
Exactly. By centralizing them, the state maintains a firm grip on domestic governance. They also apostille federal documents.
Wait, that just means they're the ultimate authenticators, right?
Basically, yeah.
Like, they put the official, universally recognized stamp on a document so a foreign government actually trusts it.
Yes. It's about establishing the state's ultimate authority over civil society, both at home and abroad.
Okay, so it makes sense they want to control those broad societal pillars from the top down.
Yeah.
But how does that macro-level control translate to the micro level? Like, how do they manage individual people?
So that happens through their decentralized organs. That's how they manage identity and flow.
Flow of people, you mean?
Yeah. For instance, the National Population Registry handles the CURP, which is the unique ID code every single citizen has.
Got it.
Then there's the National Institute of Migration, the INM. If a company wants to legally hire a foreigner, they absolutely must secure an employer registration through them.
Okay, and I saw COMAR in your notes too, the Mexican Commission for Refugee Assistance.
Right, they process requests for refugee status and complementary protection.
I gotta push back here, though. Why keep highly sensitive, deeply human-centric tasks, like granting refugee status, under this massive political umbrella?
It's a fair question.
Wouldn't a purely humanitarian task belong in a fully independent agency?
It's a very common tension in government, actually. The structure handles it by granting these organs what they call technical autonomy.
Meaning they work independently?
Well, they have the specific technical freedom to process those individual human cases independently, but they remain under SEGA because, mechanically, immigration and national identity are just inseparable from broader domestic policy.
Oh, I see.
You simply cannot separate the flow of people from internal stability and security.
Okay, so we have this macro control of institutions and micro control of identity and borders, but we shift now to a literal physical thread tying all this together.
The paper trail.
The paper trail, yes. SEGO coordinates state-owned entities like the National General Archive for certified historical documents and Teleres Gráficos de Mexico.
Right, which is the entity responsible for printing highly secure official publications.
Wait, they print the election ballots too, right?
They do, yeah.
That feels like a huge conflict of interest. Why does the Interior Ministry get to print the literal instruments of democracy instead of the Electoral Commission?
Think about the mechanism of security, though. By controlling the very paper a vote is cast on, the government eliminates the risk of regional tampering.
Oh, because it's centralized.
Exactly. If every single ballot is printed with Treasury-level security by SEGOB, local municipalities can't just print fake ballots on the sly.
Wow.
It is the final physical manifestation of their mandate to maintain governability.
That's wild. So when you step back, you realize SEGOB forms this invisible scaffolding of Mexican society. They track you from your unique ID code in the population registry all the way to your historical records in the National Archives.
It absolutely does.
But it leaves you with a really critical question to ponder, right?
Oh, for sure.
If a single government body holds the physical keys to identity, borders, and even the paper ballots of elections, what happens when a digital revolution moves all of this onto the blockchain or into the cloud?
That's the million-dollar question. Does a centralized physical ministry lose its grip, or do they just become an even more powerful digital gatekeeper?
Something for you to chew on next time you see a church, a casino, or even just a printed piece of paper. The operating system's always running in the background.